these are the ones that came to my mind. So I throw this forward, gentlemen, for your interest in your scrutinization, as I know you will. So number five is the scene from the most recent movie, and there could be plenty of scenes we could have got from the Suicide Squad, because there are certainly plenty. But I went from the one I mentioned quite a few weeks ago, which was the scene of Harley Quinn killing the president.
Defeat the beast.
I'm sorry. Recently, I made a promise to myself that the next time I got a boyfriend, I'd be on the lookout for red flags. And if I saw any, I would do the healthy thing. And I would murder him.
But it perfectly captures what is good about Harley Quinn and how James Gunn managed to really get in there and show her devious side, her somewhat compassionate side, and her narcissist in that, I don't really want to kill you, but the last time I heard someone talking about genocide, they were really wrecked up, and I can't afford to go through that again. So I'm going to kill you without any warning. Kaboom, you're dead. Number 4, gentlemen.
All right.
From AQUAMAN. There's some good scenes in AQUAMAN. The trench scene. I thought that was a very well put together scene. I thought those things were really bloody scary, very intimidating, and I love the look of AQUAMAN and what's her face, Amber Heard.
Yeah,
going into the water and all those creatures who we've just seen, you know. I love that shot. That's a beautiful shot by Australia's own James Wang. Not only Australia's own James Wang, the director.
Of course, it'd be an Australian.
But also a Malaysian. He's also a Malaysian. So 2 good things in one. So well done, James Wang, on that particular scene. Third one comes from SHAZAM. There are actually a couple of scenes I could have put in SHAZAM because it's got those really good character moments, particularly during SHAZAM and his mate with the busted up legs. What's his name? I forget his name.
I can't remember.
I thought those were the highlights of the whole movie. The relationship between those two gave the movie a lot of heart and a lot of scene. And I thought a long time about having the scene when they go in and they buy the beer. They get in there and he gets shot and he bounced the bullets back. But that was a really good one. I know that Don't Stop Me Now has become quite a cliche. It's been used now in quite a few movies. But, you know, it's Queen. The second one, gentlemen, is a surprise one, even to myself. But I went back and watched it and I thought it was a really good start to what turned out to be a pretty poor movie. The opening scene in Batman vs. Superman. I like that scene for what it was trying to do. I think it did do. I wouldn't say trying. In that it's trying to bring Bruce Wayne into an existing story and make the actions of the previous movie count. So you know how we're always talking about how movies need, and these big action sequences need to have some kind of consequence, as it was in Marvel, right? With Civil War, where, you know, all the bad things, you know, suddenly all come to a head and put pressure on the Avengers. Well, this one kind of does the same thing. So you've got Superman fighting, you know, all the bad guys, and everything's falling around, super damage. And this one shows you the consequences of that and shows it on a character who's new to that universe. As far as storytelling is concerned, I thought that was pretty well done. Like, I remember watching that and thinking, okay, I'm into this Bruce Wayne at the moment. Unfortunately, it didn't last too long, but at that moment in time, I was into that. That hook got me in, and I thought it was really clever and a really good piece of writing. But again, from there, I think it was all downhill.
Follow through didn't go all the way.
Right.
And your number 1?
This is where I guess this is where I get a bit idealistic. What I think is a classic comic book movie moment, you know, where you just stand up and cheer for the hero. You know, that moment that you have put aside all cynicism and you think, yay, I love this person.
Like an end game moment.
Yeah. And that was the No Man's Land scene with Wonder Woman. Really good lead up to it, so you really sense how bad things were in the trenches in the Western Front, because as we know in history, that was a terrible, terrible place to be. You sense that humanity is just breaking down and they're turning into animals in these muddy, muddy trenches. And beautiful Gal Gadot just pops up and she just kind of changes a little bit of history. She kind of does a bit of Inglourious Bastards.
Right.
And she goes across and she gets all the bullets out of the way. She paves the way. And then I love it when she gets into that town and she goes to fight those guys up in the loft and the music kicks in. And it's just uncynical hero moment, you know. We get so caught up sometimes in trying to show the dark side, and yet this was kind of like that Superman, Christopher Reeves, who they were trying to emulate, moment where you just went, yay for the good guys. And, you know what I mean? And I walked away from that movie feeling really good about life and really good about things, and I'm really glad that they went in that direction for that movie. They made it, you know, as they said, they followed that Christopher Reeves kind of optimism, which Zack Snyder then with in his movies. And sometimes you just got to have that happy moment. So there it is, guys. Wonder Woman, No Man's Land. This is my sequences, boys.
Let's remind our friends to please click on the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know when we have new videos out. Subscribe!
Oh, God.